Okay, guys, so got a quick intro this morning. Cam's gonna pull up. I gotta tell him to grab the backpack blower out of the building. Your boy's getting better and better every day. As far as, hey man, look in the building and grab the backpack blower real quick before you get in the truck. I got the heat on for you, dog. The heat. Look at that. That shit. Damn, that was like it. It was like he just woke up. I mean, like he just rolled out, man. That's a young man these days, man. That's what they do. Y'all know it's called a rollout. Anyway, just a quick intro. We got about $800 today. Then I got to look at a job. Yeah, we're doing. We're doing the do, man. Doing the do, man. Okay, y'all. So here is a sod job that we did. What is wrong with that, dude? I think it looks pretty good, don't you? This is a sod job that I got to complain about. I don't really, I mean, I'm hell. I called her back, but I don't really see anything majorly wrong with it. I told her from the very beginning that it will probably take a season or two, so to get it, yeah. She said that it's got a lot of weeds in it. I didn't see a lot of weeds, man. I can't believe that she even called me behind that. All right, y'all. I can't believe that she called me behind that, dude. Okay, y'all. So we're doing all right on time, man. We're about $300, man, and it's right at 10 o'clock. So some of these customers, man, this lady, she trims her own, trims her own bushes, and then she comes out to me. There's a few spots I couldn't reach, Ray. You think you could touch them? And I'm like, okay, let me see what you got. So where they're in the back, I don't want to walk back there. There's on each corner, and I'm like, okay. So then we got the old raggedy hedge trimmers. They're real old. And so I just told Cam, I said, hey, let's just grab them and I'll show you what to do. And so I did that, and then we touched the two back corner ones, and then she comes out there complaining. Well, why didn't you get the rest of them? I'm like, look, yeah, that. I'm like, what the hell, man? No, we ain't, You don't pay me to do the bushes. And so I said, well, I don't have the right hedge trimmers, and I don't have the good hedge trimmers, because as soon as I start shaping everything with dull, rusty hedge trimmers that I got, the ones that I use for, rough stuff, then shit, they're gonna come back and complain about that. And I'm doing it, ain't paying me for none of that. It irritates the hell out of me, man. She's already at the low end of what I do. She's a $65 property that I do, man. Come on, man. I mean, how you gonna complain about some free shit? Be killing Ray with that dumb shit. So, and the wind's blowing too, man. Cam trying to use that little blower, man. That little blower ain't gonna get it with the wind blowing, dog. I mean, you working too hard. Yeah, I'm just letting y'all know where we at, y'all. Where we at? Okay, y'all. We're done, man. 1:30. Got everything on the list done, and then we did my yard too. We got done a little bit earlier than I thought. I mean, it's real dry, so I showed you guys just a little piece of a video as I rode by the property. So I got a complaint from the customer, well, I don't know if it's really a complaint. I mean, to me, I ain't got nothing to do with it. But, you know, I'll tell you guys what they're crying about. So, y'all know last year we did, earlier this year, we did 2 sod jobs, and one of them I showed you guys last week where, you know, it was a pretty big job, and then we did a smaller one too, right around that same time. I removed a couple of little trees, ground some stumps, and blah, blah. Installed, I think 4 pallets, small job. Ripped the ground up, bought dirt, brought everything in, got it all nice and smooth. And we did most of it by hand because the yard was so small that the skid, you know, I mean, I used a power rake on it, don't get me wrong, but after that, we had to pretty much rake it by hand, and you can't really get the power rake up next to the driveway or sidewalk. So anyway, she texted me the other day, and she said that the sod that we installed is just full of weeds. And they're from up north, like way up north. I want to say, I can't remember. But anyway, they don't have warm weather grass at all where she's from. And so they have fescue. But I don't know how you guys, I mean, you know, we went all summer, and I was telling them that, you know, it was looking good. I even rode by there a couple times and got little clips, you know. I didn't want to stop because I don't want to talk to them because they'll hold me up from doing what I need to be doing. Usually when I'm over that way, I'm working. And so I rode by there. So after she texted me, I guess they're mad or whatever. I mean, you know, she said, I don't expect you to do anything about it, but I just wanted you to know. And I'm like, okay. I'm not sure what the weeds, you know, what I think is going on is I think the husband is trying to treat it as if it were cool weather grass because that's all he knows. And I don't think he's cutting it short enough. I don't think they're putting any chemicals on it at all. And yeah, I guess they thought that, you know, you install sod, if you don't do anything and you cut it real high, especially if you cut it high, the weeds are gonna get in it bad. Of course, everybody wants instant gratification, but well, when you're doing landscape work of any kind, there's not a whole lot of instant gratification. Maybe mulch or maybe tree trimming or something. You know, even then, sometimes it looks better after everything settles down. But with Bermuda sod, it always takes a minute. Now, I don't know 6 months later what I got to do with weeds in it. It sounds like they're not treating it right. I mean, I don't know. You know, I told them what to do. I told the husband he needed, 3 months ago, she texted me. She said, oh, the sod's growing so good. It's nice and green. And then a week after that, she texted me, there's a whole lot of weeds in our sod. I mean, like, I have control over the weeds, you know, in August or whatever. Or July. I texted her back, and I said, okay. And I rode by there before, you know, I texted her back. I rode by there a day or two later. And I noticed that, and I got video that it was uh, nice and green, but it was tall. The Bermuda was taller than what, you know, somebody like me cuts Bermuda, and I cut a lot of it for, I cut a lot of Bermuda in the lawn maintenance. And so I texted her after I rolled by there, and I said, look, I said the sod is looking really good. I said the problem is your husband's not cutting it short enough. I said, especially when we're getting all that rain. Oh my God, he didn't seize the moment. And I don't know. And so she sent me back a thumbs up, and we were getting rain, and everything was really good. But they don't seem to understand that when we start getting these cool nights, that the Bermuda's not gonna. It's hard to explain, man. I mean, it's not really hard to explain to other people that cut the grass every week or two. But when it's raining, like it rained in, July and early August, you got to cut it short, man. So because it does better when you cut it really short, as long as there's enough water and there's enough heat. So fast forward to 3 days ago, she texted me telling me there's weeds back in the grass again. And I'm like, have you noticed? It just seems so ridiculous to have to explain this to people, but you do, and you want to try to be patient. I said, have you noticed that when you get all these weeds, that it's either the nights are a lot cooler, I mean, and the Bermuda grass is not really trying to grow right now, and it's not. It's getting, in the low 60s at night. Bermuda's going to stop growing, period. And so when it stops growing, it stops being aggressive, and then the weeds will take over. That's why why do they think people put chemicals on grass? If I didn't have to put chemicals on it, and I didn't have to do certain things to it, then everybody would have a lush-free lawn. I don't know, man. It just seems like, and then, she makes the statement the other day in the text that, well, I don't expect you to do anything about it. Well, why are you telling me about it? You just telling me about it for what? Because I'm not going to do anything about the weeds in the grass. I went over there to make sure, I stopped by there, and I didn't stop, but I rolled by there and had the camera going, and y'all see it in this video here, and it's just a real brief clip because I didn't want to stop, and y'all can see that it's taking real good. I mean, I don't know what else I can do. It looked pretty smooth. And I even told them after, I said, sometimes what people do after the sod gets in and settles in and everything is they top dress it maybe a year later. And sometimes, a lot of times people do that if they want it really smooth and silky and all that. We had it pretty smooth, but he's not using a big lawnmower either. And we even rolled it. So if he's not using a heavy lawnmower to kind of, at least in my opinion, it's not going to press as well. It's not. He's using one of these real light mowers that battery powered. So, but that ain't got nothing to do with the weeds. He's not, except for the fact that I don't think he was cutting it short enough. And they don't have any chemical people coming either. See, I was thinking that, and they told me that they would get, they would have the weed man or whoever, you know, start putting chemicals on it. Anyway, after I rode by there today, I texted her and I said, and this is after she didn't respond to the text the other day. She texted me, I texted her back, and I said, okay, I'll stop by there and look at it and see if I can give you some pointers or whatever. And she didn't respond. So she told me, it's got weeds in it, and she didn't expect me to do anything about it. So why are you telling me there's weeds in it? But what would y'all do? I mean, she's being a little bit bitchy about it by not responding or anything. So when I rode by there today, I shot her a text and I said, okay, so I rode by. I said the Bermuda grass is taking really good. I can see where your husband has been cutting it. I said, but it was, he's not cutting it. I told her this back in July. I said, he's not cutting it short enough. Told her the same thing today. He's not cutting it short enough. What more can I do? I don't know, man. It just seems like you can't make some people happy. And telling me of all that, and then we go to that other sod job, the big one that we did, same batch of sod. We did both of them in the same week. All that sod came off the same truck. So, doing sod is turf install. It's not an instant gratification thing. You got to be a little bit patient. People think, well, damn, I paid, $2,000 or whatever for, 4 pallets of sod, and now I got weeds. Like $2,000 is going to get you a brand new yard without any more work, without any more anything. And then we ride over to the other, the big one that we did, and y'all saw it. I mean, it looked really good. But because those people are listening to what I'm saying, those people have a heavy lawnmower they're putting on it too. And that I think that helps a lot in the beginning of sod, because it keeps it pressed. It looks like when it was real wet that the husband was out there walking on it. And y'all know how that does. It pulls the edges away and it presses it down in one spot and not in another spot. And then the corners start popping up, and then you got 100-degree heat. Come in there and dry it all out, and then it forms like clay. I just thought I'd tell y'all, that it ain't all good all the time. Dope says.